On divorce court today. After 2.5 years together, Tiffany and DeAndre are ready to call it quits. She says he is irresponsible and gets his friends and family all involved in their business. DeAndre claims she lies and cheats. Tiffany James and DeAndre Andrews have brought their dispute for Judge Lynn Toler to resolve. Testimony in divorce court starts now.
Ms. James, you say that the problems in this relationship started when you were pregnant with your child, with the two of you's child. Why don't you explain that to me?
Well, basically, once I found out I was pregnant, he was proactive, said we're going to get an apartment together, we're going to raise this baby, we're going to do it right. He got an apartment for us. One morning, he's in the kitchen making me a plate for breakfast. I'm in the bedroom, so I decided to go through his phone. I go through his phone. He's texting some female saying, hey, I can't wait to see you Friday. I miss you. I can't wait to hug you. So I'm like, okay, what is this? So when I asked him about it, he said, oh, it's a friend using my phone. But the text message from that morning, he said, good morning. Hey, baby, how you doing? So if it's from your friend, you sent her messages this morning, so you're texting for him? He's like, yeah, I'm texting at him. But, oh, so you're in the bed with me, rolling over and texting her.
Mr. Andrews, is that the best you could come up with, is I'm texting as a friend to somebody you really weren't involved with?
It actually was a friend.
Who was a friend?
The girl.
The girl was a friend?
Yes.
But you were texting as a friend of yours?
Yes, I was, yes.
And why would one do that?
I was covering up for him.
Covering up for him?
Yeah.
What did he need covered?
He had something else going on, so I was covering up for him, so...
And getting yourself in trouble.
I don't know how I get in trouble. That
Okay.
just a friend.
Okay.
Well, that didn't make any sense to me, Mr. Andrews. I think you just got caught. Why don't you tell me what other things were going on at the time that made you concerned about his fidelity?
Just basically, you know, him going out with his friends all the time, always locking his phone, and just basically being sneaky, but he claims he wasn't doing anything. So instead of him coming out and telling me the truth about anything, I felt like I had to snoop to find out what it is that I wanted to know, because he wouldn't tell me anything. His friends aren't going to tell me anything. So how was I supposed to find out if he's being faithful to me? And, you know, basically he'd be texting other females, you know, saying that we weren't together anymore. I was living elsewhere, and he had made arrangements to see our child. Why are you telling people that we don't live together anymore? Why am I not worthy of you letting them know that, hey, yeah, we're together, we're starting a family? You know,
Mr. Andrews, were you telling other women that you weren't, in fact, with the mother of your baby, and that you were single, when in fact you were not?
I did tell him that we were single, because at the time, it was a lot of things going on, and she was giving me mixed signals like we were single.
no, it was
What
not.
kind of
I
mixed signals was she
pregnant.
giving you? Because I got to tell you, pregnant women usually are pretty latching on pretty hard. They're not trying to keep you off guard. Maybe I like you, or maybe they don't. They're trying to lock you down and get you in the house. That's typically what occurs. So why don't you tell me what kind of mixed signals she was giving you?
She had her fair share of friends too, so-called friends. Like I say, she had like she said, I was texting friends. She had friends that she texts, but they weren't actually her friends. Them like ex-boyfriends. And I didn't feel comfortable with that.
What kind of things was she texting to them?
Like some of her friends, they'd talk about sexual things.
Was she communicating with them in the context of things that they were going to do, that they were going to meet up, or stuff like that? Or
No, it wasn't that. It was just like, I felt like if you got an ex-boyfriend, there's no need for you to talk to him if y'all if he's still in a way like he want to still have like sexual contact with you. I feel like y'all shouldn't be friends at all.
But you can text a friend as another friend from your house, but she shouldn't have any contact whatsoever with a guy she used to go out with. Yeah, you kind of see the flaw in that. That's okay, Mr. Andrews. I'm going to let you off the hook here. You say that Ms. James went to visit her brother out of town and something was afoot.
Yes. So she go out of town, go visit her brother. I'm cool with it. I'm okay with it. I'm like, okay, go have time, go have a good time. I'm not gonna call you. I'm gonna let you do you, or whatever. So as the day go on, I call her, no pickup. So I'm like, all right, maybe she's just having a good time. I'm not gonna bug her. So it started getting late. I start worrying about her. I keep calling, no answer. Then I call again, and the male pick up her phone. So I'm thinking like, what's going on? What's going on? So I actually, who is he? He's like, well, I'm so-and-so. And I'm like, where's Tiffany? Why do you got her phone? Like, why are you picking up her phone? So he said, don't worry about it. She busy. She with me. I'm like, what? So at this point, I'm pissed. I want to make my way down there and see what's going on.
Did a man pick up your phone while you were supposed to be visiting your brother and tell the father of your baby, don't worry about it, she's with me?
I didn't tell him to say that.
Well,
it was an ex-boyfriend.
Who was he?
It was an ex-boyfriend of mine, which is also my brother's friend.
And were you really there to see your brother, or were you really there to see your brother's friend?
No, me and my brother, we did spend time together. But of course, as the day, went on, we went our separate ways.
How did he get his hands on your phone?
It was on his nightstand.
Were you pregnant at the time?
No.
This is before the pregnancy?
Yes, before the pregnancy.
So you were fooling around on him, right?
Yeah.
You were. And as a function thereof, he's a little jealous.
Yeah.
And he's got a right to be, correct?
Yeah.
And maybe some of well, I think you both were running around on each other. How about that? Can somebody co-sign on that for me?
Yeah. I would say that.
Because you were young and you weren't ready.
Yeah.
The baby happened. How long into the relationship?
About between 6 months to a year. So it happened pretty fast.
It happened pretty fast.
Happened pretty
Were you
fast.
alarmed when it occurred?
A little. Yeah.
Were you alarmed when it occurred?
Not really. Until she actually told
That,
me.
ladies and gentlemen, is a problem. That you are not alarmed that you and another little kid, the two of you, made a baby. You had no means of support, no stability, no trust in one another, and a baby pops up. And you should be, at the very least, alarmed. You know what I mean? Because it's an alarming situation, right?
Yes.
Next, is a beach party more important to DeAndre than his 1 week-old baby? Have you been living together for years but find that splitting up is as complicated as divorce? Call toll-free at 1-877-311-2222 or visit our website at divorcecourt.com. Become a fan at facebook.com/divorcecourt. Broken relationships, real solutions. Divorce Court continues.
Ms. James, you say Mr. Andrews enjoys the beach and you find that to be a problem. Why, in fact, is that a problem?
Well, basically, every year there is a party in Savannah on the beach. Now, the first one, our daughter had just been born. Exactly 1 week after she was born, the party was going to occur. So I'm expecting him not to go anywhere because she's so young. Not 1 month, but 1 week. He up and leaves and goes to this party in Savannah with his friends. And I'm at home with our newborn baby.
How far away is it from where you live?
It's 3.5, almost 4 hours. So I'm at home with our 1 week old baby. You should be at home with me taking care of our child together. You should not be going anywhere out of town. He said it was a basketball tournament at the same, on the same weekend. So it happened to be the same time the party was. He's on there, posting pictures of him and random girls on the internet. And it's not even a picture of us on his social network's website.
Mr. Andrews, did you leave your baby after he was only 1 week old and go to a party?
It wasn't 1 week. I think it was like 2, maybe 3. Maybe
It was
2.
1, because I wanted to go. So
How
I
old
knew.
was she at the time?
I don't know.
You don't know how old she was when she gave birth?
Oh, how old she was?
Yeah.
She
Well,
was
you
on-
said the baby was 2 weeks, so...
Yeah. She was 19.
Holy
She
cow!
was 19.
Huh?
19.
So you left a 19-year-old home alone with if you were to be believed, a 2-week-old baby, and you felt comfortable with that.
I didn't feel comfortable with that. I did go down there to play basketball. And perhaps...
I don't care if Barack Obama invited you to the inauguration.
Thank you.
You've got a kid that's 2 weeks old with a 19-year-old girl, and she needs your support. Don't you think? Did you have a conversation with him about it?
Well, it turned into a big, huge argument once he got back. You know, me sitting at home, taking care of the baby, looking on the internet and seeing him posting pictures and have a good time.
Had he not posted those pictures, would you still have been angry?
I was still upset because you
Did
still
you
went out
talk
of
to
town.
him about it beforehand, or did you just say he should have not wanted to go? Or did you tell him you don't need to go?
I didn't feel like I didn't have to tell him.
Yeah,
I
you
felt
do.
like it was common sense.
No, there is no common sense when it comes to dating and romance and guys and babies. They don't have it. It's not there. You know, you've got hormones and stuff to tell you that you have to take care of this child. No, nothing happened to them. So you have to tell a guy what you want him to know. He's not going to feel what you feel. He's not going to understand what you understand. You just got to tell him. They ought to know, but they don't. So you got to tell him. Isn't that right, Mr. Andrews? And had she told you, you would have been man enough to say, yes, baby, I'm going to stay home with you. I know you're afraid, and I know the baby's new, and I'm a man, and I'm going to take care of business, and I'm going to take care of you. Never fear, I am here. That's what you would have said, Mr. Andrews. Isn't that true? You'd have said that, wouldn't you?
I would have said that, yes.
Absolutely. You just got confused. Mr. Andrews, what is your primary complaint with Ms. James? Is it that she handcuffs you when you're trying to have a good time?
Sometimes she's just always on my back about little things.
Such as?
Going out with my friends. Sometimes I just like to go out and just relax and just chill.
Do you do so a lot?
Yes.
In the beginning I was, and then I calmed down.
In the beginning?
Yeah.
And when you say a lot, what do you mean? How often?
Like at least maybe 2 or 3 times out the week.
2 or 3 times out the week. Were you working?
Yeah, I was working.
You working the whole time?
I was working the whole time.
Good for you, Mr. Andrews. And you were bringing the money home? You weren't taking it out?
No.
Was that true?
I mean, that's very true, but still, you know, half the
No,
time
I understand that. I'm not going. But you got to give them applause when they're due.
I give him credit where credit is due, but
Right.
you know, he went out a lot during my pregnancy. I'm at home. You know, one night I was having what I thought were contractions. I was having Braxton Hicks, but he was out at the club having a good time.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
Right.
I felt like he should have been there with me, supporting me, just in case anything happened. You know, I'm sitting at home by myself, and he's out with his friends. How is that fair to me?
I gotcha.
When Divorce Court continues, are Tiffany's single friends filling her head with bad advice about DeAndre?
Do you think DeAndre was ready for commitment when Tiffany got pregnant? Call 1-800-282-1991 to vote now and see if America agrees with your opinion. You'll also receive some valuable offers. Call now, 1-800-282-1991.
If you would like your case heard on Divorce Court, call us toll-free at 1-877-311-2222 or log on to our website at divorcecourt.com and join the conversation on Twitter at Divorce Court. Divorce Court continues.
Mr. Andrews, you say that Ms. James spends too much time listening to bad advice from her friends. What kind of advice is she listening to, and why is it a problem?
Well, her friends are single. And I feel like if you're in a relationship, being around single women, that don't mix. That don't mix. She never did nothing with her friends, but I had an incident kind of like with my ex before. She used to be around one of her single friends a lot and chilling and hanging out, and that turned into a cheating incident. And I just don't want that to rub off on her, being around her single friends.
Are your friends single?
No, not all of them. Some.
They sure act like it.
Some of them are single,
Some of them.
but are most of them tied up, married?
Yeah, most of them tied up, married, yeah.
Not like they act like it, so it doesn't matter.
Your friends don't act like it either, not the way they be showing it.
Okay.
Well, what do they do?
Well, get around a lot.
They get around a lot.
Yeah.
Well, she's not getting very far because she's got a baby at home. How far is she getting?
You can drop your baby off at the mom's or her mom's. You can drop her off.
Does that happen?
No, not really.
What are you complaining about, Mr. Andrews?
He's just
I
jealous.
understand.
I'm not
Paranoid.
jealous. I just don't want it to happen.
You're jealous.
I just don't
You're
want it to happen.
paranoid.
Because I know how single girls are. I know how they are. And then her friends being around different boys and stuff like that, we already got problems, so that's going to add more problems to the situation.
So she should stay at home, but you can go out. So I'm trying to understand how there's some parity here. You're concerned that she'll go out with single people, but you go out where single people are.
Yeah.
It's a double standard.
And there we are. Did you at one point turn off his phone, Ms. James?
I surely did.
Why did you?
That same beach party the next year, he left town without even telling me. And this was a party that we both said we weren't going to go to. I couldn't take time off work. He said, you know, I'm not going. I'm not worried about it. I said, okay, cool. Well, neither one of us are going. I'm at work scrolling down a social network. One of his friends posted a video of them having fun in the car on down the road. So I called him. I said, hey, you know, where you at? Oh, I'm in Savannah. Oh, what do you mean you're in Savannah? Okay, that's fine. Have a good old time. I called Sprint. I said, hey, yes, I lost my phone. Could you please cut it off for me? So, no phone, no fun. So how about that? Since you want to leave here and not even tell me you're leaving town.
Mr. Andrews, did you do that?
Yeah, I wasn't gonna go. I wasn't gonna go. My friend, I got in a
What's
car.
up? Would you get kidnapped?
Yeah, I got kidnapped. My friend, we was going somewhere else, so he was like, since we already halfway down here, we might as well just go the whole way.
So
I
you
was
went
like,
without clothes, no drawers, no nothing.
Mr. Andrews, let me explain something to you. If you're gonna engage in conduct you're not supposed to engage in, you gotta be a little thoughtful about it. I mean, never engage in crime. You'll get caught, you'll be in prison forever. Because you don't take any steps not to get caught. First of all, you don't put the wrong thing that you're doing on a social network you know she's gonna see. Doesn't make any sense at all.
I didn't put it up. See, it was my crazy friend. He put it up.
You heard about of cell phones and iPhones and all of that? What do you think is happening?
He saw him recording it, so you knew it was gonna go up.
You just didn't care. You said, I'm gone.
He was already gone.
I'm gonna stay gone. I know I'm already in trouble. I got my youngest son thinks like that. Well, I'm already out past curfew. Might as well stay till tomorrow. Can't get any more trouble, right?
Yeah.
Judge Lynn Toler's ruling next. Divorce Court. Judge Lynn Toler's ruling right now.
You came here seeking over $3,000 for child care.
Yes.
Why don't you tell me why you think Mr. Andrews ought to pay you that amount?
Basically, that's all I'm asking for is his help, you know, with childcare, because it is, you know, daycare expenses are very expensive. Right. Just that alone will help me out. You know, with my bills, I'm not asking to pay any other of my bills, but just do that childcare for me for the next few months, and that'll help me out right there.
Okay. Now, Ms. James, I want you to be honest with me. You still living with him, aren't you? And you had no plans on leaving and no plans on putting the brother out, do you?
No.
You came here so I could fuss at him and send him home a better person.
He needs some act right.
He needs some act right.
He needs some act right.
He needs some act right. Mr. Andrews, do you know why you're here?
Because of some of the things I did.
Yeah, and you're a little bit like a piece of paper flying in the wind in an empty parking lot. You're just kind of here and there. You don't stick to anything. You're not solid. You're just wavering and flying about. And you got a woman pregnant, and now she's got a baby, and she needs solid. She needs a rock, not a piece of paper. So what I want you to do is, you know, solidify yourself. Stand down. Stay home for a little bit. Actually engage in a relationship with her. A lot of people have a baby and they pay the bills and then they go out, but you don't have a relationship with the mother of the baby. I encourage you to make one of those so you'll enjoy being home, enjoy being together, or enjoy being out together. You got that part?
Yes.
That way your baby has an opportunity to have two parents who actually stay together as opposed to parents who just procreated and then parted ways. You with me?
I'm with you.
So you're going to stand your ground?
Yeah.
You're going to stand up? You're going to stop being a piece of paper?
Yes.
You're going to show up a rock?
I'm gonna be a rock.
This matter is adjourned.
Tiffany and DeAndre appreciate the judge's advice, and he has promised to be more engaged in their relationship. Post a comment or submit your case at divorcecourt.com or call toll-free 1-877-311-2222. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter at Divorce Court.